I hope my screen is visible. Okay, just a minute. I'm facing some screen share issues. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. I'll join back. I hope you are able to see my screen now. So this particular session is about mastering the art of interview preparation. So about me, I'm currently working at Amazon as a business intelligence engineer and having more than 4 years of experience in this domain. Apart from that, I am born and brought up in Rajpura, Punjab, where I completed my BTech from Chandigarh University and then my post-graduation diploma from Triple IT Bangalore. Currently, I'm also pursuing my master's from LJMU, London. That's a brief about me. And apart from that, let me know something about yourself. For this, I have prepared a pool which I'm going to launch. Give me a moment. So, yeah, I have launched a poll. You will be able to see a question that what is the most significant obstacle you perceive before entering the interviews. This will help me understand that where is the gap all about. I see responses from performance pressure, lack of preparation. So whosoever has joined recently, I have launched a poll. Kindly vote so that it will help me understand what is the gap all about while going for the interviews.
Puneet, if possible, can you just repeat the question so that the ones who aren't able to find the poll, they can
Mhm.
type it in the chat.
Okay, so the question is, what is the most significant obstacle you perceive before entering the interviews? Some common answers are performance pressure, lack of preparation, communication anxiety, nervousness, and you may also mention your own answer. That is completely fine. Let me just post this question in the chat window too. Communication anxiety. Okay, lack of confidence that skills are not up to the mark. We understand the answer but unable to express. Okay, afraid of rejection. Cool. Okay. Whosoever is able to see the pool, kindly vote in the pools. Otherwise, you can drop in the comment. Afraid of rejection. So I'll keep this poll live. so that in some time people will be able to answer. In the meantime, we can proceed ahead with the preparation or with this session. On the spot, react and speak. Sometimes mistakes happen, lack of knowledge about how to prepare for the interview. Okay. So let me go back to the slides which we were working on earlier. Okay. So, what we will cover in this particular session is the interview process, the online learning platform. I'll be providing you few resources where you can go and learn. These are industry proven resources, so it will always be of help, irrespective of whatever domain you are in. Then technical interview preparation, how to go about the technical rounds. The one most important thing is behavioral interview preparation. I see whenever you say or answer about nervousness or lack of confidence, that is related to behavioral interview preparation. So we need to focus on this particular part as well. Then industry specific resources, that there are some resources specific to certain industry, like for designing we have some specific resources, whereas for data science we have a different resources. So I'll be briefing you about them. Then communication and soft skill, this is again coming as I saw an answer where you mentioned unable to express yourself, so this will cover the unable to express yourself part of it. And then finally we'll be ending up with company research, right? And the interview process, any company's interview process can be divided into three structures. One is technical interview, other one is behavior, and third one is situational. Even in the top companies, this is a standard interview process. Most of the mid-tier companies or small-tier companies, they just focus on technical and behavior, and they don't consider much about situational interviews. However, the top tier companies, they always consider the situational interview round as a separate round, and they conduct a brief set of questions. So I'll give you an example for the technical interview. It can be anything. If it is a programming language you are working on, maybe if you are part of data science, you are working on Python, it can be a question with respect to data structures, dictionary, tuples, and all. For the behavior, the interviewer is trying to assess you on the basis of how confident you are, how you structure your answers. Those all categories will come into behavioral. And situational will be, they'll give you a situation, and according to the situation you need to answer the question. For example, it can be anything from for example, it can be anything from they put it in you in a scenario where you have 10 files to process, and they'll ask you how you will prioritize these 10 files according to your current circumstances. So this will help interviewer to understand the mindset you are in, and if you will be able to deliver your 100% when you convert in this job. If you have any questions, feel free to drop any question. I'll be happy to answer. Dhruv, kindly coordinate with me in case they post any question related to it. I'll be able to answer side by side.
Yes, sure.
Then there comes the online learning platforms. As we all know that LinkedIn is one of the most effective learning platforms we can have. Then there is Udemy and Coursera. But how to go about it? What courses you should look for LinkedIn, and then what courses you look for Udemy, and what courses you should look for Coursera. So Coursera, sorry. So starting with LinkedIn, this is to the point courses. Whenever you go for LinkedIn learning, most of the times it will be the to the point courses, and the way it will help you is, for example, if I am going and completing a course related to Python in AWS or Python in machine learning, my course will be specifically for that particular aspect. It won't cover any aspect of machine learning altogether. Instead, it will help me to understand how to implement machine learning using Python. The advantage of LinkedIn learning is you will always get a certification at the end of the course. Okay, so this certification directly reflect in your LinkedIn profile, which will help you elevate the profile altogether. Then it comes with Udemy. So Udemy, understand this part that everyone can go and anyone can go and post a course on Udemy. So you need to be very specific on what course you are making use of, and what are the ratings and reviews of that particular course. So it can be tricky to find a good enough course in Udemy, but if you look at ratings and the number of people who have attended those courses and their feedback, that will be helping you to select a decent course. And apart from that, because it is not regulated by the industry mentors, might be the case that the quality of the course is not that up to the mark, although they will be very much affordable because they are targeting the individuals. Whereas for LinkedIn Learning and Coursera, the courses are monitored by the industry leaders, so you can always be sure whatever is mentioned there is mostly true, and the quality of the content will be up to the mark. Now comes to Coursera. This is when you want to go with the certain specific type of certification which you want to add in your resume. The In this particular scenario, Coursera is the very best. This will help you get the certification which can be used in your resume, as well as you can post the certification on LinkedIn. Moreover, this, because it is a certification based course, it is tended to be it will be a long term course, a bit long term course, where you need to complete all the assignments, quizzes and courses. So that is the other caveat of this course. But otherwise, if you want to have end-to-end understanding, then Coursera is beneficial. Moreover, the another advantage of Udemy is that you can learn the course at your own pace. Nobody is monitoring you that you need to complete this course by this particular deadline. However, at Coursera, if you opt in for a course, there will be deadlines which you need to follow, and only then you will be able to complete the course. Unlike Udemy, right? Any question with the learning platforms and how to select the particular course and how to decide which platform to go to? I'll be happy to answer now. Okay. Moving ahead with the technical interview preparation. So there are few resources with the technical interview preparation also. These are accepted by the industry altogether. So we have lead code, we have hacker rank, and then we have project based learning. So when it comes to lead code, right, it is more like, so let's start with the hacker rank first. I'll come back to the lead code later. So hacker rank will cover all the aspects of the interview. I mean technical interview. So be it database preparation or SQL or any coding programming, every content you can find on hacker rank. And the way they have distributed is they have subset of all the topics and the difficulty level altogether. But when it comes to lead code, and the reason why you should move from hacker rank to lead code is because the lead code interviews or content is very specific to top tier companies. So they will prepare you in different challenges on the basis of how top tier companies conduct their interview. So the general notion is to move from hacker rank to lead code, where on hacker rank you can practice all the different type of problems, and then on a lead code you can practice interview specific to a certain company. You can practice interviews for Microsoft, maybe for Google, all the companies you can target. Then there is project based learning, and this is one of the most effective way of learning altogether. This is where you can pick a particular project of your interest and create a and develop that project, and then you mention this project into in your resume. This not only helps you in technical skills, where you learn these technical skills while you are developing the project, but also it will help you in your interviews too. The reason being, whenever you will enter into the interviews, there will be cross question with respect to same topic. For example, whatever projects you have worked on, interviewer is going to cross question you on those particular projects. So if he cross question you, he is trying to understand the end to end understanding of your project, right? If you have that understanding or not. In case you are able to explain, this is a big plus when it comes to technical interviews. Moreover, if you are a latent, right, you already have worked on in previous companies, in that case also interviewers try to ask you questions about your previous project, whatever you have done in your previous organization. So again, if you are a fresher and you have good amount of projects in your resume, it will be a well balanced resume. And if you are able to answer all the questions or most of the questions which interviewer is asking you, that will help you in your interviews altogether. It's a big plus. Then is behavioral interview preparation questions, right? This is where the most question, I mean, most answers were all about, where you were not confident or feeling nervous about, when you enter the interview. So one of the most effective technique is to go through mock interviews, go through the mock interviews, find someone, maybe a family or friend, or you can also schedule session with me, one-on-one sessions with me, and I'll help you with the mock interviews and the way different companies organize their mock interviews, right? So this is one of the most effective ways. Other than that, there is a star technique. Whenever you answer certain type of questions, any question which you want to answer, for example, interviewer asks you about a particular project which you have worked on 2 years back. So the way to answer that question is to distribute it in situation, task, action, and result. So when you talk about situation, you are talking about, you're working in this particular company in this year, and you were a team of maybe 5 6 members. Basically, you are explaining what exact situation you were in, so that the interviewer will be able to understand, were you capable enough to make big decisions or not, right? Were your decisions effective enough for the team or not? So those kind of situation analysis will the interviewer will be able to do. So then there is task. On the basis of the situation, what is the goal of particular task? Sorry, what is your goal? For example, you are working on application development. That is a goal which you want to achieve, right? And then it comes to action. So action is when what actions you took in order to achieve your particular task or goal. So, and then the result. So result, whenever you talk about result, try to frame it in the numbers. For example, you were able to improve the operational efficiency by 25%. So this is in terms of number. This will give a right idea to the interviewer what exact figures you were talking about and how was the impact of your performance. So whenever you answer any of the question while sitting in the interview, try to answer it in star format. Try to keep star format in mind. You can also take a notepad and write down star format. And for each of the project which you have completed so far, it is recommended that you try to write down the situation, task, action, result before going into the interviews altogether. And then lastly, it comes to the point, if you are more into reading the books, then cracking the behavioral interview by McDowell is one of the recommended books which you should read. This will help you understand the complete psychology of how the behavior interview goes. So there are most of the time the behavior interview can be found in big four companies, Deloitte, EY. They conduct behavioral interviews so as to test your temperament. So any question regarding this? Again, I'll be more than happy to answer this. Dhruv, do we have any questions so far?
Yes, Puneet. So Murtuza Ali has asked, how important is DSA for data position, and what about Strata Scratch?
So I'm not sure if I understand Strat or Scratch, but for the DSA, mostly DSA is important whenever you are dealing with one or the other programming language. Irrespective if you are dealing with Python and you are in data science, your DSA will still be valuable enough, because that will reflect your understanding on how well you understand the programming environment and how efficiently you'll be able to code. So DSA is very important, obviously, and even in application development, web development, DSA plays an important part. So overall, you can't avoid DSA. However, having said that, there are other tools or technologies which are specific to a particular industry. For example, in data science, if you have better grip over visualization tools or the ETL platforms, uh, and the SQL, it will give you more advantage than specifying the Python if you are going for data analytics role. However, if you are going for data scientist role where Python is more prominent, then DSA will play an important role. I hope I'm able to answer your question. Feel free to let me know what is the second part of the question, Scratch, and I'm not sure what you said. Any other question, Dhruv?
Yes. Sadanand Pai has asked, I found PAR approach much simpler, problem, action, result.
Yes. This is also, you can relate the PAR approach with the STAR approach as well, where you mention a problem, then you mention what all action you have taken, and then you have a result. However, it misses the key point where you mention about the situation altogether. Sometimes the number of members in the team or the situation, for example, one of the example can be the situation is to deliver the product by 14 days in two sprints. That is, sprint is of 1 week each. Let's say two sprints, right? If you want to deliver a product by 14 days, then might be the case that there are certain key decisions which are overlooked. So if you don't mention the situation, the interviewer is going to cross question you again on the situation, why you took this decision uh, this early, where you could have look for the alternatives and come up with a better product, because your situation demands you to deliver the product in 14 days. That is why the star is more prominent in according to my views, but this PAR technique is also effective enough.
Okay, then Rajna Patel has asked how to make your DSA stronger.
DSA stronger. So, like I mentioned, you right. There are different learning platforms. Moreover, for the technical part, because DSA will fall into technical part, what I'll recommend is to practice more DSA problems like on HackerRank and then on Lead Code. If you are, if you participate in HackerRank, there are different tournaments which they competition they which they organize. If you participate more in those competition, it will challenge you on daily basis. It will challenge your temperament too, while developing certain code. So if you are able to do that, the more you do that, the more you practice, you will be confident enough in HackerRank, in DSA. Apart
Okay,
from that, the online learning platforms are also crucial enough. For example, you can take, what I'll recommend is go for LinkedIn learning in this case, because you are specific that you want to learn DSA. So LinkedIn learning is a good approach, or otherwise Udemy. Don't go for certification for DSA. Yeah, yeah, Dhruv.
yes. Then Kailash has asked how much DSA is required for service-based organizations like Accenture and TCS.
So it totally depends on your profile. Can you help me with your profile? What are you targeting? Are you targeting Android development, software development, or you are targeting data science? Then I'll be able to answer it better.
For SD, for software development.
So yeah, DSA is very, very important. So this is one of the stepping stone when it comes to software development. Because you need to understand this, the software development is mostly about programming and coding, right? So when it comes to programming and coding, the way anyone will be testing you will be on the basis of DSA itself, because they want to see how efficiently you can program, how effectively you can understand different data structures and how to use them. So if you are able to go to the point of tree implementation, right, I think that will be a uh, good base to start with software, this service based companies as well as product based companies. Having said that, what I feel is, what I got to know, because I am part of data science umbrella. However, from years I got to know that cracking the interviews related to software development in service based companies is relatively easier than the product based companies.
Okay. Then Gorika has asked, does aptitude test come under technical rounds or is it not asked?
So if you are a fresher, the traditional structure is that you will go through the aptitude round, but the aptitude itself doesn't fall into any category of the interviews. So it is just to filter out the audience. Let's say for a particular role, you have 10 openings and you have 500 people applying for it. So in order to filter out the crowd, that is how this aptitude rounds are being used. Otherwise, as per the interviews requirement, the aptitude round is not considered at all. Mostly it happens with colleges, right, where you want to filter out number of people.
Okay. Mihir has asked, I am in my beginning of my last year BTech and I'm doing internship in Nokia
Hmm.
and I want to prepare for a good company. What should be my preparation strategy?
So, Mahir, understand different domains which are currently, present. For example, you have a good market of AI, you have good market of machine learning. Understand these domains, get a basic idea of it. Then try to analyze what interests you the most. If it is machine learning, what interests you the most, or if it is programming, what interests you the most. One of the, one of the mistakes which I did early in my career was. Because I understood that computer science is mostly about programming and coding. That is what was taught in my college, at least. So I was very unhappy when I came under data science, when I turned into data science, data analytics, and then to data engineering, because it was something like leaving the programming behind. But after coming into this particular umbrella, right, I understood that there are other domains like Salesforce, which are, which gives you a high paying job, and you just need to understand or learn the skill set. You need to complete the certification, which is much more effective than, working as a software engineer in some mid tier company. So understand different industries present in currently in IT. So if you understand that, and after that, if you look at your own bias, if you are more inclined towards maybe Salesforce, so go for that. That is how you decide. Also look at the stats that, sometimes we pick a niche out of our own bias. For example, it can be graphic designing, but if you evaluate it for the next 5 years, 7 years, it's going to die, because AI is taking over that particular industry altogether. So pick that industry very carefully. Any other question?
Yeah, so it is just continuation of a previous question
Hmm.
where Murtuza had earlier asked how important is DSA for data related positions, and he
Yeah.
had told about Strata Scratch. So, Strata Scratch actually it is a coding portal like Lead Code, but
Hmm.
for data. So
Okay.
he's just informing about that.
Okay, so might be the case. I haven't heard about this particular platform which he mentioned, but for the lead code, I'm pretty confident about. However, if you feel the Strata Scratch is a much effective platform, go for it. Don't change your platform just because someone else is saying that this platform is better. However, the lead code itself is a industry proven. And it is accepted by the industry. Mostly where it targets is, it helps you prepare for the top tier companies. So if you go beyond hacker rank and you want to prepare for a specific company, then is where we'll go for lead code. For example, if I want to, as an SG, I want to prepare for Microsoft, I'll be opting for lead code. But if you feel the Strata Scratch is a better platform, go for it. Mm. I don't have much information about that platform as of now.
Okay, then we have just another question by Avinash. Do you want to take it now or later?
Let's take it later. Let's continue with the flow. And in between, we'll again pick up few questions. So we covered about the behavioral interview, and then it comes to industry specific resources. So this is where, uh, for a particular role you can prepare. For example, if you are more into designers, then design portfolio is one of the crucial platform which you should be opting for. Similarly, if you are in more into, data analytics or data engineering role, then data camp is one of the most prominent platform which you should go for. Similarly, if you are more into AI, then fast AI will help you learn the concept of deep learning, ANN, and all. For the SGEs, we all know the GitHub is one of the most important platform. Go to that platform, look at different people how they have developed different code, try to replicate those projects and add something new in those projects. So that is the standard which people are making use of. And don't forget to add read about your specific industry of interest. For example, if I'm more into data science, I have a newsletter which is subscribed, which on daily basis tells me about what is going around in machine learning, what are the developments in this week, or what are the developments in this particular day. So this will keep me engaging with the current industry, and moreover, it will intrigue my interest on what I need to do next. It will give me some insights on what should be my next step. Which, for example, if I feel AI is taking over, right? Machine learning projects are more prominent. I'll be able to make a easy switch right now, rather than if I got to know maybe 6 months, 8 months down the line, it might be a difficult switch for me. So keep connected to your industry, whatever industry you are in, and make use of the best resources possible. These are few which I have listed down. GitHub is for SGs, DataCamp, Fast AI is for AI and data science projects, and then Design Portfolio is for designers. And then communication and soft skills. So this is one of the most important thing which we lack at sometimes, right? While going into the interviews, we are confident that what we need to answer, but we are not able to communicate that effectively. So Toastmaster International is one of the leading platforms. What the way it works is they organize different events at different cities. This will help you to effectively do public speaking. It will give you a platform to speak publicly. Similarly, there are other platforms also available. I haven't mentioned them here, but the ISB, Indian School of Business or something, they also organize this particular event in various cities, and there are few online events as well which you can participate. It doesn't need to be that you need to be in that city and then participate. You can also participate in the online events. This is one of the most effective way of increasing your communication, improving your communication skills. Then it comes to, if you are more into books, then How to Win Friends and Influence People. This is again a great book by Dale. You must read it if you want to improve your communication skills. And then online public speaking courses. So different platform like Coursera, they offer online public speaking courses. So the point here is to increase your communication skills not only in interviews but in overall life, so that it can reflect in your interviews. While you give interviews, it will be able to reflect that effectively. And then it comes to company research. So this is the most neglected thing while before going into the interviews. What we do is, we don't know much about companies. We just know about the job description, what they are asking for. We are prepared for it, and the moment we enter into the interviews, the first question is, what do you know about us? And we are not able to answer it, right? And this gives a very bad impression if you are going for any of the companies. So uh, it's simple. It won't take you more than 5-7 minutes to do a company research. Go to the website, look in their about section. They must have mentioned what they do and how they do, right? Read the about section. If they are having any intake forms, try to fill in, so that you will get to know the process behind how they are dealing with the queries itself, if they are able to reply you back in a meantime or not. So you will get to know all those aspects of the company. Then do a LinkedIn research. When you go to a LinkedIn profile of any company, look at their followers. This will tell you if it is an established company or not. If it is having followers maybe less than 10,000, probably it's a startup. More than 10,000, it's a well established company. So look at the number of employees. LinkedIn also gives you a figure related to number of employees. Yeah, if it is sometimes it happens that it is a well established company with the employee strength of maybe 200, 300 people. For example, this Netflix has limited number of employees, not more than 1,000, I believe, maybe under 500. But it's an established company. It tells you the strength of the company itself, that how important a company can be and how difficult will be it to crack an interview in that particular company. Similarly, then the last thing is to go to Glassdoor, compare your packages, whatever position you are applying for, compare your packages so that you will be in better position to negotiate it with the people, with the HR at the end of your interview, that this is the package that I am expecting. And because you will already be having the background of what is the, you know, bucket. For example, there might be a bucket of 15 to 20 lakhs and you were going to demand 11 lakhs only. So it will help you avoid those situations, and will be putting you in a better position. So that is it with this session, I feel. Any other question, Dhruv?
Yes, Puneet. There are a few questions in the chat.
Hmm.
If you can just have a look at the chat once,
Okay,
we can probably start with Avinash.
just a minute. I'm scrolling through it. What are the tips for fresher in final year of college with no internship experience? So it's okay to have no internship experience. Although if you had internship experience, it would have, you know, benefited you even better. But in case you don't have any internship experience, just make sure that you are confident about your skill set. Mostly, most of the companies, they will test you on, this particular sorry, they'll be testing you on your coding skills or the programming skills. If you are able to justify that, if you are able to clear your their technical round and all, then I guess the internship will not play a bigger role. Obviously your past experiences matters, but if you are a fresher, then there are not much question about, tell me about the experience which you had in so and so internship. That is not the general question which they'll ask. Instead, they'll be asking you about your skill set itself. If you are able to explain a particular query, or if you are able to justify your programming language, that is more than enough according to my views. And how much DSA is enough in terms of lead code questions in number? So it's not about question. So for example, when I prepared for the DSA, I had a DSA handbook with me, and I only used to read the problems which are mentioned, that this is what the overall idea of maybe linked list is, right? And then I used to program it on my own. So at the end of the day, within a month, I was able to do the programs of all the linked list and all, right? So that is the point. If you are able to understand it completely, that is more than enough. So it doesn't depend on the number of problems. Mostly it depends on your understanding. Cover your session a bit later. For targeting the data analyst position, what are the main topics to prepare technically? So data analyst is I mean, fairly simple role to target. So what you can do is, uh, have a really good grip on your SQL. SQL is the one thing which will always be tested in the data science umbrella. You being data analyst or data engineer or data scientist, SQL will always be tested on. So have a very good grip on SQL. When I say very good grip, you should be able to do window functions. When I say window function, I mean rank, right, row number, those function you should be able to implement. So if I categorize the technical aspect of it, so first is joins, then is group by, then is having clause, and then is the uh, rank and window functions. So if we are able to do window functions, that is more than enough. And then you need to have some reporting tool experience as well. So reporting tools can be Power BI or Tableau, which are industry leading. I highly suggest to go for these two tools, either one of these tools, because other tools, they are, not that greatly demanded in the industry. So either have a good grip on Power BI or Tableau. So that will be more than enough for the data analyst position in any company. I'm not talking about mid-tier company or startup companies. Or even for the top tier, it should be more than enough. You are can Okay. Then Dhruv probably have mentioned about the trial session. So you can book a free trial session if you have deeper doubts about, your specific background, that how you want to proceed further. I am experienced. I have experience in data science, so I'll be more than happy to entertain you in data science queries. However, if you have general questions also related to resume, or how to prepare for an interview, that also I can help you with. Then I'm currently learning and working with ML and tried a bit deep learning PyTorch, but when it comes to getting an internship, I'm not able to grab it. What should be my approach to secure internship position, and what all should I know to be up to the level which I can work on if I haven't done it till now? So for the internships, it's I guess internships are fairly simple. Just maintain your LinkedIn profile, use LinkedIn as a key tool, and then use Naukri as a key tool while you are going for internship. LinkedIn and Naukri, mostly I feel in India, LinkedIn and Naukri are the two of the most effective tools. Other tools like there are other platform also which offers job, but those I didn't found to be much effective in terms of approaching different companies. So make sure you have a presence on LinkedIn, make sure you have a good LinkedIn profile, then apply on different job portals also. You can directly go and you can prepare a list of 30 companies which you want your internship to be in. Prepare a list of 30 companies, apply in those 30 companies first, so that if you stand a chance to get into those 30 companies, that will be prominent enough. And after that, go and blindly apply for any other company which you find the internship suitable. So that should be the approach. Filter out the first 30 companies which you want to apply, and then later on you can apply to any other company of your choice also. But the consistency is the key here also. So you need to apply on the daily basis. Sometimes it happens that for a week we are applying and still we are not getting any result. That happens with everyone, not with you. For Amazon itself, I probably launched I mean more than 100 applications when I wanted to get into Amazon. Later on I realized that most of my application are US or UK basis, right? And I'll be needing work visa to apply for them, so they were not entertaining me for the same reason. So then I launched a application in India and I was able to convert it. But that you only learn with the experience. If you go on applying in different companies and portal, if you are resilient enough, you will be able to convert it. I can't see your presentation. Dhruv, is there any issue while I was presenting?
No, no, no. It is just not shared currently.
Acha.
So when
Okay.
you share your screen again, it would be visible.
Okay. I have done Flutter, also did HTML and JavaScript. Do I focus on completing full stack, or Flutter alone is enough? I had a BMI calculator and quiz. So, Avinash, thank you for the question, but I don't have expertise in this particular domain. What I'll recommend is you can go to Preplace. You can book a trial session with the mentor who will be having a better understanding of JavaScript, HTML, probably web web-based programming. So if you connect with them and book a one-on-one session with them, it will be helpful enough for you. But I won't be the right person to answer this question. This is very much technical question for me. All right. So we have answered all the questions. I think we are good to close the session. But before closing the session, I just want you to walk through uh, the one-on-one long-term mentorship. Let me present my screen again. Okay. So this is one-on-one long-term mentorship. So how I'll be helping you with this particular program is, if you're looking for a job, if you're looking for a switch or anything, you can connect with me. How I'll be helping you building your profile, elevating your resume, interview preparation, and then I'll also be helping you, creating your. If you, in case you are from data science and if you want to switch to data science, then I'll be helping you with one long, one project which will be highlighted on your resume. We will be building one of the projects which will be of the industry standard, so that it won't only help you in your interviews, it will also highlight you on your LinkedIn. We'll be constantly posting this content, that what is the progress of our project, and we'll be will be able to take it forward from it. And then these are the three key points which are mentioned: upskill and elevate, constant interaction, and placement assistance. So on a weekly basis, I'll be connecting with you on two sessions on a weekly basis. One session will be lasting for 1 hour each. That will be 2 hours for each week. And mostly we won't be, spoon feeding you with anything. Don't get the wrong idea. But instead, we'll be helping you mentoring the right way in order to crack different interviews. For example, your goal might be to crack to end up with FANG companies, right? So, sorry. So your goal might be to end up with one of the FANG companies. So here I'll be guiding you with what it will take to for you to end up with the FANG company. So your goal might be, you might be from a different background and now you want to switch into data science. I'll be helping you and guiding you, constantly monitoring your progress as well on what it takes to switch your role, what you need to do. Most of the times, if we have a really good project on our resume which we are able to justify, that plays a key role, and I'll be helping you build that project from scratch. In case you are very new to this domain as well, I'll be helping you with enough of the resources from where you can start, and I'll be tracking your progress on weekly basis. And then probably if everything goes right, we'll be able to crack your job. So that is the complete idea. For just a minute, for booking, you can either scan this code or you can visit this pre-placed and search for my name, and you can book a free trial session. The trial session are free, and after that the long-term mentorship which will be paid. So in case you need any discount coupons, just reach out to me. I'll be able to help you with them too. Okay, Dhruv, I think we can conclude the session.
Awesome. Okay. Okay. So yeah, thank you so much, Puneet, for taking the session. It was really wonderful. You took up like literally every question on the chat, and you answered everyone's question. So that was really nice. So thanks a lot for giving your time. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. I know it's a Sunday morning, but still you are all joining. So thanks a lot. We will be sharing the recording of the session soon, and the recording and the PPT would be available on the website probably by tonight or by tomorrow. So you can have a look at that. And if you need a long-term mentorship, you can easily book a free trial directly from the link shared in the chat. Thank
Right.
you, and we'll end the meeting now.
Yeah. Thank you all. Thank you all for joining. Bye bye.